Welcome to Biomutant. Everything seems to take longer at night. So many creatures doing so many things during the day. Might want to hold your breath before you head any further. You're about to witness the breathtaking vistas of what's known as the Dead Zone. It's another old-world bric-brac. Let's see. Everything looks stunted round here. That's it. Work your way up. Let's see. There's news of a Ronin joining the tribe. That much. That's a gnote. Easy prey for Lupa Lupin. For everyone else, they're a perfect mount and easily tamed if they are kept fed. Just be glad that beastie let you on. It's the chug yard. Nothing simple. It's locked. The board mainly has posts from those that used to work at the chug yard back in the days gone. They don't make much sense these days. Not much more to say about the board, but Gizmo is holed up in the underyard here working on that Mekton of his. The Toxanol Corporation used to run chugger-chuggers out of here, big machines on rails with smokestacks that fouled the air. The rails used to be filled with chugs packed tight with two-leggeds, like guppos in a tin. You're on the right track. Keep your eyes open. Best part of a mount? No need to refuel. Tribes always scavenging for scrap, and the yard has plenty to go around. But they should have stuck to looting instead of playing around with sprockets. Batter them down. Bomper Bonkers busy ram-banging the door. This is your chance. Those skulls aren't going to crack themselves. Those are the kind of things you need. stories keep moving whether you drive them or not. Let's see. Swing, parry, dodge. All fired up. Yes, you can do anything. The sky's the limit. Now, let's take this back to Earth. Wow, you really took that all the way down to the end. In flames. This box once tailed a chugga-chugga. Now it's just off track. There's not much left of what we used to call our world. It's a wonder some of these up and downs still work. Guess they built machines better in the past. The spent nuclear fuel that Toxanol dumped in the surf had detrimental effects on the marine habitats, while the overflowing landfills contaminated the groundwater. Combined, this sent their world hurtling on an inevitable road to ruin. I need to brush up on my Wando, but I have a feeling he believes it was you that caused the bang at the yard. Gizmo remembers you as a nice kidling, and he can still sense the warmth of your good heart. But Gizmo says how you experience a memory can be different. You know the story, but sometimes the truth it brings is personal. He'd lie if he claimed it was all good. You changed after your Mooma and Popsy passed, and he understands why you had to leave. The old village being a constant reminder of what happened. Gizmo says he also has re-memories from the long gone, but unlike you, he doesn't think of the past, for it's gone. He understands history made Lupa Lupin a big part of your past, your present, and soon, your future. You still believe there's some good in everyone. You still have hope for tomorrow. He says you should know that what's meant to be will always find a way, but history shouldn't consume you. Gizmo understands you still have strong feelings, but urges you to keep them under control. You've witnessed firsthand what it'll lead to.
Yes, that's the way. No arguing with that. That is how you shine light at the dark.
Seriously, don't doubt the dark.
I'm so proud of you for doing the right thing.
Can't believe you let that loser sway you.
Would like to know if you ever doubt the choices you made on the path that brought you to this point. Would you have... Supposes that's all any of us can do. Hard to believe the world is actually going to survive. Just seemed impossible till now. Grateful to you for coming back and doing your best to change things. You were the only chance they had. Wonders if you liked working with the Myriad. They always seemed so centered and so seeking. Thinks that's more than most are. It's hard to keep to a path like that. But that's not important now. Gizmo says it's taken a long time to bring the past up to the present, and where you go from here is up to you. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the Underyard as he has no protection against the vacuum in the dead zone. So you need to salvage scrap to upcycle the Mekton, starting with the old crate outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the Mekton strong enough to fight the Jumbo Puff. That's what he decided to call it after he saw it for the first time. It's big and fluffy. That's accurate enough. If you can see past the blue color, that is. You feel bright-headed now. There's short of breath and death to this zone. Better take care. He who half breathes, half lives. Down here, you can feel protected and trapped at the same time. Focus on the tightrope. That's a little too much for you yet. Zippity-doo-dah. He says that's enough to get the Mekton functional. You'll have an engine, a fuel soaker, a gun and a gathering net, but no armor, nor enough oxygen supply. Something he devised to salvage valuables from the ground. There are usually spots hidden beneath puddles of oily goo where you can use the net. He's been working on another project for the Mekton, a cannon, but it needs ammunition, and by that he means the scripts. He says if they're trained right, they'll turn into a distraction for the Jumbo Puff. The best way to find scripts is to go talk to Moog. He knows the ins and outs of every breathing thing left alive after the apocalypse. Unfortunately, this means you'll have to venture farther out into the dead zone than Moog's camp on the Steep Depot. Once you find Moog, he'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find scripts. It's a little feisty and tough critter, a perfect fit for a live ammunition, if you ask him. The grease monkey's Mekton is built sturdy, just like himself. See so much farther in the light. In the old world, roads like this really led somewhere. Now, most of them lead to disaster. A hero has to stand on its own. That over there is Steepo Depot, the cliffside that Moog hangs on to.
What's in more? Diava.
Let's see. This one's impressed to see you out here. He figured you'd be dead by now. Not many are as tough and clever as you must be. Says a monster hunter hears many things on the wind. Moog says that all your power doesn't do you a bit of good if you're not willing to pull the trigger when the time comes. Choosing what to kill and what to spare are the most important decisions you'll make. You might have a steady aim, but you need to be sure that you pick your targets with care. It's hard to make those life or death decisions for others, but someone's got to do it. Otherwise, they'll do it themselves, and you know they'll miss. When it comes to monsters, he mostly picks who dies. Says it's wild that the world seems to be coming back, but he supposes that means more monsters for him to shoot. Wonders why you work so hard to keep things alive. Bullets help thin the herd instead. Says you should give up on working with the stubborn Myriad. He keeps trying to put out their lights, and they keep putting up new ones. He's afraid you're just as stubborn as them. But enough of that, right? He says the wildlife, nature, has changed and turned against us. Instincts of survival took over when the world changed. He's not sure about their veggie diet anymore, and if it's changed, who knows what it's done with the chemical composition of their body output. Right now, though, he feels he's come to a point where he's got a pretty clear idea on the whereabouts of monsters, both tall and short. Thinks that it all hangs on the Tree of Life. When it started to fail, everything changed.
Guga.
Moog says you must learn to walk before you can run. It takes practice before you can call yourself a monster hunter.
Bestilka.
Fortunately for you, he can help. He understands you need to start off with something small before you go big.
Will Sila Bug. Wa.
There's no better place to start than a scrip cave. Hunting down a couple of these little critters for yourself should keep you on your toes.
Will Sila Bug. Ya.
Says you stick to the haunting and shots present themselves later. Did you buckle up? Fresh air.
Segaya Lama Yaba.
Mo- Wait, it's the scrip hole-up. Place is just filled with critters. Good hit. One at half his health. Disgusting. Biohazard. Just gross. Locked. The right key could open this. Once the volatilization from the nuclear waste evaporated, a volatile gas rose through the soil and infested structures, even Toxanol's own buildings. So, in a way, they caused their own death. Oh, idea. Go knock the lid off that sludge truck. It'll fill the place up and you can get up to that entrance there. Heroes inspire in a way nothing else can. Looks like the switches need to be turned to match so enough charge can flow through the conductors. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. There's something special about that blade. Watch out for drop-offs. They can surprise you down here. Put that thing behind you. He says that's enough scripts to sustain the Mekton's claw crane cannon with infinite ammunition. Well done. It's not his cleanest invention so far, but it gets the job done. Use it to suck up gooey oil puddles in the Mekton's way so you can pass. Gizmo's made vehicles before to confront the Jumbo Puff himself, but failed. But this time, it's different. the Mekton will be strong enough to do the job. It's time to put a stop to the World Eater now, otherwise he fears the damage it's caused to the tree already will be too much to handle. He asks you to not even think about taking on the Jumbo Puff on foot. You'll need the Mekton to do the job, take his word for it. There's time to improve the Mekton before you confront the Puff. There are more wreck boxes out in the dead zone with gear you should be able to equip the Mekton with on your own. He got the idea to build the Mekton when he found a big crate containing the metal frame for something Toxanol had named an exoskeleton. Gizmo wants to help if he can. Wishes you... Can you imagine how this place used to look before the Dead Oil flood? You are the guidance system. Imagine. You could just go to a place like this to get a proper meal back in the old world. Boom. Farewell, fool. Playtime is over. Keep on walking. That's an improvement. It's so active out here with the light. Scraggan. Stompity stomp. Ready to ride. Individual attention. Nice shot. Punch it. Bullseye. Middle life. Where you're going, you don't need roads. just put one stomper after the other. Bang shelters are usually few and far between, but not around here. Here's shelter 7C2, and it's not far from where 7C is. That made it all worth it. Every day, everything seems like it happens at once.